Hello everyone, this is Lucy05 and welcome to the Cobra Commander Central Toy Review. And today's toy review, looking at the 2010 release by Hasbro of the G.I. Joe Pursuit of Cobra action figure review. In today's action figure review, I'm looking at Cobra Commander. Now, I've been waiting for this figure to arrive in Malaysia since 2009. Ever since they started posting images of this figure in the His Tank forum last year. And I waited patiently for it. I was almost giving up hope, thinking that, well, our local toy shops in Malaysia are not going to stock up G.I. Joe ever since they, well, not a big good deal of sales going on with the rise of Cobra figures. Well, the whole world actually got hurt by that as well. But I was quite surprised that the first week of August, a local toy shop, my favorite local toy shop, which is also a scalper place, actually stocked this Pursuit of Cobra, especially on this figure, in the shop, and I picked them up for 38 ringgit. I was very happy. Now let's take a look at the packaging itself. The front part of packaging, especially on the background, is no longer black. It's all in red scales. Let's do a comparison with the 25th anniversary version. You'll notice, and I have next with me with the Rise of Cobra. This packaging is specifically meant for Cobra Commander, especially on the obvious change of the title itself. They replace the word G.I. Joe with the word Cobra. Very, very nice. Now, on the side here, you've got the word Cobra Commander, and the bottom, Cobra Leader. Is everything on the side there, and way bottom there, there's a Cobra logo. Now, if you compare this to the 25th anniversary version, you'll notice there's a huge change there, and size difference on the packaging. 25th anniversary packaging is way more bigger, and this is smaller. Even compared to the Rise of Cobra, you notice the Rise of Cobra version is a bit more taller compared to this packaging. Even the plastic bubble there with the 25th anniversary, this one is a bit smaller, of course, but the Rise of Cobra version was way more bigger. This is everything compact to this plastic bubble. You got a nice little artwork there, and the placement follows the same way as the Rise of Cobra version. You got the artwork that don't show everything in the image itself, compared to the 25th anniversary version. Now, in the plastic bubble, you notice the figure is inside with the gun there, a snake staff, another weapon on one side, a base stand there, and under the base stand there's a catalog. At the back there, there's no other toy line display or any other images. You got a blown out snake face of the logo itself, the Cobra logo itself, and there's a letter here from Cobra Commander to Forces of Domination. The title will be on World Control. Stated, a new organization called Cobra is forming that will control the power and wealth of the world, and you are invited to join us. Together we will build a world where the strong and powerful make the rules and hold complete control of everyone and everything in their hands. Some may not accept their fate and will fight us, but we will prevail in our dream of ultimate power. Cobra! And this is what? This is a recruitment letter. Now at the bottom you got a file card there, and it's stated on the side, number 1006. Cobra Commander, the deviously brilliant leader of Cobra, has created the Cobra His Tank, a dangerous weapon that will help him expand his empire. He is prepared for battle in a mask that uses sunlight to power his cybernetic armor. Solar power armor? That's something new. That uses sunlight to power his cybernetic armor. As the showdown with the G.I. Joe team begins in the desert, he sends in his new tanks for the final attack. And quite interesting. Mission equipment, MIAW, multi-function individual assault weapon. I believe that's this one. You got a nice little avatar image of the Cobra Commander and a white logo of the Cobra logo there. Very interesting. So, I already babbled long enough on just the packaging alone. It is a very beautiful packaging, very beautiful and unique to only Cobra Commander himself. So without further ado, let's open up this packaging so we can molest the toy. Be right back. And we're back after removing the figure and the rest of the stuff up from packaging. Now inside the packaging, it comes with a catalog which is folded hundreds of times there, just to fit at the back of the small base stand. You notice all the folded lines there. Here we have the image of the Desert Battle Snake Eyes, Dusty here, the All Striker, and they didn't bother to put the name for this figure, so I'm not too sure why they left that out. And that's the Hestang in black, which is kind of ironic since the mass-produced one looks kind of like brownish red. At the back of the catalog, you have the Wave 1 and 2 figures. Very nice. Now, let's take a look at the base stand. The base stand here is actually the same 25th anniversary base stand. At the back is stated 2007, Hasbro, made in China. So it's exactly the same thing, except for a few minor changes. Now the base stand has been added with an extra peg, if you notice, so the figure can actually stand properly this time without tipping all over the place with just one peg. So this time that's a good improvement there. Here you notice the fonts are a bit smaller, and they removed the two words code name if you compare to the 25th anniversary version, which is not a bad thing. I just wish the fonts is a bit, well, bigger or thicker. It's really hard to read sometimes. Let's take a look at the other accessories. You got the MIAW, the multi-function individual assault weapon. Kind of mouthful to just say that. And I'm not really impressed by this accessory. First things first, at the bottom of the weapon itself is hollowed. Second, the handle itself, both handles are a bit, well, soft. You notice it's not hard, it's not even hard plastic. And the paint job, you know, most of the time the G.I. Joe figures, the weapons don't even need a paint job, and they just gave a paint job on this. And when they put a paint job on this weapon itself, it's not very well done, because you notice there's some spots of gray here, dry brush of course, some spots of gray here, silver here, and it's not really done well. If you want to paint the thing, you paint it properly at the parts there, and it's just a slap here and a slap there, and that's it. Figure can actually hold the weapon itself on the handle there, but the handle is a bit too small, but it's still able to hold it. There's another handle for the left hand to grip it, or if you want to, you can store it at the back of Cobra Commander's back. There's a hole there, so there you go. That's the MIAW. There's another weapon, the smaller pistol here, this futuristic pistol, high-tech weapon that's shown in the Rise of Cobra movie and available for the figures itself. Now there's a difference with this pistol. It comes with a peg. You'll notice there's a smaller peg there to fit on Cobra Commander's right thigh. There's a hole there, which originally the figure was supposed to put the nano injector there. So it's still a nice addition. You can actually carry more firearms this time. And finally we have the Cobra staff, which is the same Cobra staff that the Hestang driver version 5 of course. This kind of plastic material being used for this stuff is not as brown as for the Hestang driver's version. There's some parts that are painted, which is quite nice, especially on the Cobra sign on the top there, very bright and shiny. So there's this two sides here, and on the middle section here you have the silver paint job on another Cobra logo. Problem is, I'm not too sure why they left out this Cobra head there. It's a nice little detailed stuff. I really like the sculpt, but if you paint this, this, and this, and left out this part, then why? Well, anyways, it's really nice. The figure can actually hold onto those two handlebars or this section if you want to, and you can use this to plug it onto the Hestang vehicle on the one of the ports there. Very nice. Now let's take a look at the figure's paint job. The paint job is very nicely done, though the arms and the trench coat from the outer side of the trench coat and the legs itself is a bit similar kind of paint job to the original Rise of Cobra Commander, except the pants is a bit more darker. However, the jacket, the trench coat, the inside of the trench coat itself is more of dark red rather than the original figure that is painted in blue. The original figure have a silver Cobra's insignia on one side here. This figure doesn't have a Cobra insignia, however being replaced by a big old Cobra insignia at the back, which is very nice addition there, very nicely done. Now the head paint job is very nicely done. The back portion of the head is in black, but the front portion of the mask itself is all very metallic silver, very shiny silver. What I'm really a bit disappointed in, just being picky here, is I wish they did paint the eyes in black or something, you know, to show something like this image now, but it still looks really great. The body, however, is also a metallic red, which is a really nicely done with the paint job. And here you got CC1. I assume it stands for Cobra Commander #1. So it's very nicely done. I really love the paint job here. Let's do a comparison of the original. See this? Very nicely done. Now let's take a look at the sculpt. Sculpt is basically the same as the original Rise of Cobra figure, so it's actually quite detailed stuff. All the details are there, basically the same thing. Removable trench coat, of course, but it will take some time to remove it because it's a bit pain sometimes. Head is quite nicely done though. Not too sure if you can actually remove the mask, because originally the figure for the Rise of Cobra version, there's a face behind the mask, and if you try to peel it off with some patience, you actually can see the actual scarred face of Cobra Commander. So I'm not too sure if you can actually do the same thing. I think it should be able to, but not too sure if the face inside is painted or not. Now let's take a look at the figure's articulation. The head can move left and right, can turn 360 degrees, but the problem is it's being hindered by the collar itself, and the head easily popped off. Torso can actually turn 360 degrees, but also a bit hindered by the trench coat. Now the arms can turn 360 degrees and move all the way up like so. Elbow bend this far and turn 360 degrees. Wrist can turn 360 degrees. Hip joint there, move forward, a bit backwards, being hindered by the trench coat, and move to the sides, also being hindered by the trench coat. Double jointed knee. Ankles here can pivot downwards, upwards a little bit, and turn 360 degrees. Overall, I really love this figure because it, compared to the original figure itself, like so, this looks really great and stands out way more better than the original one, because the original one is more dull in colors. This looks really great. So if I'm gonna give a rating on this figure, I know it's just a repaint, but it's a really good repaint. So I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. So I thank you all for watching. This is Lucy05 and I'm signing off.